What's good with your family? It's your main man sliding in here on you again, man. I know I was supposed to drop in on y'all yesterday to drop something on this Diddy thing, but this Diddy thing going crazy, man. Since that thing started, May the 5th, I believe that was. There's been all kind of information been coming out, and it seemed like a narrative starting to get laid down that's that's interesting. And I've never seen the federal government, as far as the prosecution end of things, kind of moving along like they doing, man. It's kind of weird. It's making me think that some cooking of the books is going on, But I'm gonna be borrowing some clips, mainly from Willie D over there. I mean, he got plenty of subscribers from that Cat William things and all that. But I'm pulling a lot of his stuff and doing a review on it, which I wasn't agreeing with a lot of stuff he was saying, man. But some of it started, he may have a point on some of it, but we're gonna go through it. And there's another channel right here. I think it's Whisper Unfiltered or something, man. Check this cat out. Look like the channel ain't that old or whatever, but he got some real interesting takes. We're gonna go through that as well. I'm gonna give my reviews on that, as well as, I'm always hitting the real Dana up because you got Judge Joe Brown over there. And Judge Joe Brown, like one I did, I think I did a video on, did a couple of videos on Diddy. But the one leading up to his trial that I did, that I got quite a bit of Judge Joe Brown there talking about the Mann Act. And that's something that R. Kelly was charged with and something that they got Diddy charged with right now. But one of my guys who usually jump on this joint with me, man, and usually comment back and forth with me, my man Supreme. I believe we're up out in New York, I'm not sure. But he commented on one of the Diddy videos I did before. And I just thought I'd post this. I'm gonna post this at the end too, because this is what I feel Diddy's doing, right? He say the show must go on. He's like the entertainer who final act is to set himself ablaze in front of his fans and onlookers. Because initially, that's what I felt Diddy was doing. Diddy just crashing out. That my man go. There you go, right there. He dead on it. What's up, baby? Salute to you, family. Yes, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah. Listen here. Anybody know about Detroit? Know about them Gators? Holiday Hall. That's 7 Mile like a motherfucker. Boy, okay, I hear you. All right. I'm messing up. My bad, family. You a homie. Damn. Okay. But yeah, Supreme shot that joint, man. I had to post that joint up, man, because he always coming with some fire stuff, man. And he be dead on point with it. So I had to make sure I gave him a shout out, and he gave me okay to put that up for him or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna get off into this thing, man. I'm gonna go ahead and run this first few clips for y'all. But matter of fact, what I'm gonna do for y'all that don't know, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So as I go through this Diddy thing and start giving you my personal experience, you see I ain't doing, as these young kids say, I ain't capping. I got a story over there on Connect Podcast. I'm damn near at 1 million views at this point, and that's me. I dealt directly with Chapo and the old man over there in Sinaloa. I dealt with 3 of the major cartels. I dealt with the Tijuana cartel first, then Juarez cartel, and then finally Sinaloa cartel. This is my book, 3 separate volumes on that joint, because the joint real long, but it's dropping a whole lot of Jews, and there's the full book. Now on the book, it's on audio right now, so if you want to listen to it and ain't got to read it, you can do that too. But there's a lot of Jews in that joint. So we about to go on slide on this topic, man. Let me go and hit y'all with this first clip right here.
Fam, I know a lot of you are looking forward to seeing evidence presents itself about these so-called celebrity freak-offs, where celebrities are having sex on video. Don't worry about that. That's not being brought into evidence. That will not be submitted. They're not going to talk about any of that. Here's another big thing that's going to work in Diddy's favor. They are not going to talk about anything that has to do with having sex with minors, because as far as the judge is concerned, that never happened, and the prosecution don't have any evidence that Diddy ever had any sex with minors. What they do have is that Cassie video. And that Cassie video is going to determine what people decide.
The whole way that this trial been built up, man, before it got to this point, and all the things that you see that Willie Diddy basically said that the court stated that won't be in the dang on case. And we know from what we've heard and some of what we've observed, the way they hit three of his houses at one time, the one in well, he had an apartment in New York. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. He had another spot over here on the East Coast that they ran up on from the water or whatever, all kinds of stuff they did, to run up on this guy, hitting all his places simultaneously, to just now strip the case down to basically a Cassie take of him basically having the domestic situation with a girlfriend at the time. And what? If you don't have all this salacious stuff that's basically being stripped out of it, what is it? What does this man got a federal case for? You dig what I'm saying? But let me get on this other clip because I got a bunch of them. We're going to go and get into it.
It's going to look early on that Diddy is done. Early on, it's going to look like he's done. Like stick a fork in him. And then the prosecution is going to fumble like they do in many cases. A lot of times we don't see that because, we're not in the courtroom. But the prosecution fumbles a lot.
Now, here's the thing. As he continues to go through the video, he states different. I had an issue with what he was saying here. Now, anybody that's been, prosecution does make mistakes. At the end of the day, they're human. But when you're dealing with a federal case, man, these people got their stuff together. This is a whole different scenario from a state case. They're prepared. They're prepared. They have everything lined up just like a narrator in a story, man. They start to tell their story and they start putting people up on that stand, testifying, and kicking your damn back end and the whole damn nine. They got dates, times, recording, and the whole, you know what I'm saying? So Willie D saying some of what he's saying, I'm like, man, I don't know I know Willie ain't had no extensive criminal history or whatever, and I'm pretty sure he ain't dealt with the feds or nothing. So I'm like, you can't know what you're talking about, but I'm just looking at what he's saying. I see I got a comment here. Okay, this Preem. What you got? The raid team was more like that's all it was. That's what we're getting to. Some people on those tapes might listen to Preem. You doing what you usually do. Slow down now. I can't be messing with Supreme. He been and told y'all the whole damn show before we even worked through it. He be putting it together. We're gonna go and hit this next motherfucking joint, man. I apologize because like that was Supreme do that to me, man.
That's the thing about the prosecution. The prosecution gets the benefit of doubt because it is assumed that presume that the prosecution is here to represent the people. That's why it says the United States of America versus Sean Diddy Combs. Have you ever seen your name on some paperwork like that?
Listen here. I got another comment up here. You've never experienced nothing unless you've been, like he said, had your name on that paperwork with your name versus the United States of America is real. And let me express to you and let me explain to you, these people are pure professionals and they damn good. I had a thing, I'm going to do a show on it maybe in about a week or so because I got some other stuff coming up talking about how the federal government just paid, I think, $500 million or something like that in that nature just to informants. I believe it was last year. So that, so they paying these cats good, and them cats out there telling. You hear what I'm saying? What up, though, Moore? Happy to see you slid up in here on the family. For real, for real. What else you got here, Moore? Willie D did some fair time. Oh, okay. For a cell phone. Yeah, you know what? That was fair time he did. Okay. For cell phone scam. He was sentenced to 1 year. Oh, listen here, Moore. Go ahead on with that little bit of time. He wasn't even done. He wasn't even done clear the system of street food yet. Talking about one damn day. And when you get 1 year in the feds, man, anybody that know, the feds don't even really mess with you on no 1 year. Unless, but hey, listen, I ain't one to gossip. You ain't heard from me, and we ain't here for that. Let me go ahead and slide on this next joint real quick.
I do believe that Diddy is going to actually beat this case. I say beat this case because I do believe he's guilty of some things, right? At the very least, that damn Cassie video. You know, that Cassie video was, man, that Cassie video was devastating to watch. And I do believe he deserves to be punished for that. Not just getting hit in the pockets. I mean, come on, man. Like, you can't do that. That ain't cool. So, but I think that Diddy is going to beat this case.
Now listen here. When this man said this, I'm listening. I was gonna hit him with both barrels. You hear what I'm saying? I was gonna hit him with both barrels. So I'm like, ain't no way this man gonna, after the federal government then spent all this money going in there raiding all these places. Even though we're gonna get into why we really believe they raided all these places like that. Supreme kind of tipped us off a little bit, you know. But all this uproar and all this noise that has been made all over the media, social media, and all that, and this man gonna beat them. And as I said, and as I quoted Preem there, saying this is like a joker that's just about to crash out. You know, like I say, the show must go on. Diddy is all about the show. He's all about showmanship. And if I'm going down, I'm gonna crash out hard, like Preem said. My last act gonna be setting myself ablaze in front of everybody. So I go down in the blaze of glory. So it'd be something to talk about. It'd be movies, it'd be headlines and all that, because that's what he into. That's what it's all about. But the way this thing's shaking out, man, I mean, Willie D may be right, man. What you got, more? I was watching on TV, had to switch on. That's love, man. I appreciate you for that. For sure, for sure. You know, so this whole show gonna be interesting, but I'm moving through some of these clips kind of quick so we can go on and get to the meat and potatoes. This where I know y'all really gonna be interested, but I'm giving y'all a little bit of a backstory on it. So let's go and hit this next joint.
This case, he has the resources. Yeah, the feds have a 99% or 98% conviction rate or whatever it is, but not when you take it to trial. When you take it to trial, I think it's slightly lower, right? But Diddy has the resources, and you take away the sex with minors, which is a big thing. People don't like that. People don't like that. Take that out. I don't think showing celebrities having sex would have hurt them at all. I mean, but that minor thing, that sex with minors, that was big. That's out. They're not going to be talking about that. The people have already formed their opinion about the Cassie video. And as hard pressed as you think the defense might be to find a juror that is not going to be biased in favor of Cassie, it's possible. And they're going to find somebody to put on that jury that has looked at that video of Cassie, has seen that video of Diddy beating on Cassie, and they made their mind up that this is bad, but I don't believe this guy is still like that. They're going to hear from people, character witnesses, about how kind Diddy was and the good things that he's done.
Okay, we know all that stuff there. But at the end of the day, you're not going to catch no Fed case for having a domestic situation with your woman. Okay, that's one. Everybody's seen the Diddy tapes. I mean, not saying that what he did was right, not saying that what he did is justified, but you're not going to do no federal time for that. We both and we all know there was a whole lot more on them damn tapes. And that's the reason why they had his ass up in there. You know, and when you dealing with the feds, it don't matter how much money you get. At the end of the day, you basically gonna get them attorneys a whole lot of money, because how many attorneys you seen going to a federal court and beat the federal government? So basically, all you doing is giving them attorneys money to basically get you the best deal they can get you. You know what I'm saying? You go on the trial. Most attorneys don't have litigating experience because everybody settle out so much. You don't beat them. Now, at the end of the day, your chances of beating them is much better with going to trial. But when I say much better, I mean it's a slim chance because they always want to stick you with some type of conspiracy, RICO, something that they hitting you with is whether it's enhancement or something, because you can't beat conspiracy. You can't beat it. And in a RICO, it's conspiracy involved in that. You can't beat it because they don't really need no hardcore evidence. All you need, as I said with the Kaepernick thing, 2 or more. Just a discussion. That's all you really need. You know what I'm saying? But with him, as we'll see later on, and as I showed in the video before, Judge Joe Brown said the Mann Act don't carry no time. And talked about Jack Joe, the heavyweight champion. One of you got, you brothers out there know what I'm talking about, Jack Johnson or whoever, that had the white wife, and how he got hit with the Mann Act, which only carried 1 year then. But what they added on to R. Kelly, as well as what they got on Puffy Night right now, is RICO. RICO is an enhancement. That's the problem. If he can knock that RICO off, the rest of the time really ain't nothing. You know, but let's slide on this next video.
How good Diddy is and all the good he's done. They're also going to be reminded of the songs that Diddy has made and the artists that he's impacted. And some of those artists and songs are, some of those songs from artists are soundtracks to their childhood. Some of those songs are soundtracks to some of the best moments in their life. They remember being in college and dancing to All About the Benjamins, you know. They remember the Diddys and the Faith Evans and all this music, this great body of music that Diddy was behind. And I do believe that they're going to give him some grace because of that. Yeah, I know they shouldn't, you know, but they are, because that's just how the human mind works. I think there are some people, they may find at least 1 or 2 people that are on that jury that really do believe in that Bible and believe in forgiveness and saying, yeah, he did that, but he should be forgiven. You know? So when I consider all of the variables, especially the fact that he has the resources and he is a billionaire. A billionaire is different from just being a good person, you know, with a good job.
I mean, Willie D puts too much in, as far as the whole, they being somebody's childhood and all that. Man, who cares about all that at the end of the day? Because guess what? The music will still be around. You can still enjoy the music. So that ain't got nothing to do with him and what he did, whether innocent, guilty, or whatever. But where he does have a point, and it's starting to come up now with this jury selection, seem like they going through hell and high water to find somebody that has not seen anything having to do with this case and all this other stuff. And now you're seeing that people starting to disappear and all that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's almost like they're starting to build in a narrative and preparing for something that's unusual. But don't let me stop there. Let me go on and get ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this and hit y'all with this joint right here.
So the Diddy trial starts next week. It is here. They will do jury selection next week. The plan is for opening statements a week from Monday. So it is before us, folks. And there is something really interesting on the prosecution side.
Yes, we've talked a little bit about theatrics from Diddy's side and what he.
I wouldn't call it theatrics.
Not theatrics.
I call it strategy. It's really legal strategy.
It's strategy. But its appearances make a difference.
They do
in court, and obviously the feds are aware of this as well because we now know who all the prosecutors will be on Diddy's trial. They're all women. They have assembled a team of female prosecutors, and that is definitely not by accident. And some of them, at least one of them, is
very famous.
You know the name.
Famous family. This is the daughter. Maureen Comey is the daughter of the former FBI director. And
And James Comey, I think, was a prosecutor in the Southern District of New
he
York as
was
well.
indeed.
Yes.
In fact, he prosecuted Martha Stewart.
Right.
So, it all kind of comes together here. So
And
Maureen
Maureen.
Comey, who we're told from all accounts, she is a fierce prosecutor.
She was involved in prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right.
And also Jeffrey Epstein.
Now this is starting to get interesting. When I first heard that an all-female prosecution team, I'm like, oh shit, he cooked. But then I heard the lead prosecutor, Comey. For you that know, if you know, you know, Trump had a problem with her daddy. Trump talked about her daddy real bad, and Hillary Clinton blamed her daddy for the reason she lost the election against Comey. Against Trump at the time. But Trump went out of his way in hating Comey. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure one of y'all know out there, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he fired Comey. Now, at the end of the day, this DOJ that's in control right now is Trump's DOJ. And we both know Trump petty as hell. And his daughter, Comey's daughter, is the head of the prosecution team. Now, let's not forget, being the head of this prosecution team, and then you were on the team that prosecuted, were on the team with Maxwell as well as Epstein. People don't forget, Epstein never went to trial. Epstein hung it up in a cell. And Maxwell was real quiet when she went on through the thing. So keep that in mind. And like I said, Trump can be real petty. So I don't put this past. And Trump was also cool with Diddy now. Don't forget that. And don't forget, allegedly, Trump may have we know Trump knew Epstein, but there's some rumors about that. And we all know that Trump had a good relationship with Diddy too. Because this is stacking up real weird now here, and I want y'all to follow me on this. We got a comment we're gonna take real quick. Okay, Sosa, what's popping with you, baby? Good to see you up in here, family. We got the crew sliding up in here today. Hey, listen, don't y'all get in here raising no hell now, because y'all know how y'all get on in here together. Y'all start raising hell. Yeah, we got the crew in here today. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, so now we about to get off into this thing now. I hope y'all ready. We about to pull off.
Sex trafficking and transporting people across state lines for prostitution. But behind the scenes, prosecutors apparently offered him a way out. A plea deal, one charge, a decade or so behind bars. No jury, no cameras, no courtroom drama, just paperwork and prison time. But Diddy's team shut it down, called it a setup, said the evidence was weak, and told the feds to bring it to trial. But the real reason he rejected the plea deal? It was that notebook prosecutors found behind closed doors. Yeah, an actual notebook, seized during the raid at his house. We're talking leather-bound, locked in a private safe at Diddy's Los Angeles mansion. And this ain't just some throwaway plan or a tour schedule. According to multiple federal sources, it's filled with names that line up with known industry figures, handwritten notes, initials, dollar amounts, calendar blocks, and some coded language that investigators believe outlines a complex network of illicit activity. Payments tied to party dates, notes referencing transport times, and symbols prosecutors believe are code for everything from substances to security measures. Feds are calling it a blueprint, a manual for how these now infamous private gatherings were orchestrated, from recruitment to execution. Some of the terms in the notebook allegedly match what witnesses have described in sealed testimony. Phrases like room service, closed set, and no cameras, which prosecutors claim are euphemisms for activities way beyond anything legal. There are even initials in the margins next to transaction amounts.
Now we're getting into that thing Supreme had tipped y'all off into earlier. Listen what I'm telling you. When this first got started with Diddy, you had information come out to say Diddy had a handler. Now, if you remember, The thing over there with WAC 100, dealing with that whole thing with Big U, when Big U was over there handing them guys allegedly pew-pews, you know what I'm saying, and writing down the serial numbers. And then we find out, according to WAC 100, however you want to say you feel about him, he was basically given information and was getting paid through his non-profit, was being paid as a community organizer. He went from 1 year making 400 and some thousand. The following year, he got a $500,000 raise. Now, anytime you able to keep anybody know that's in the street, been in the street, you never write nothing down. You don't write nothing down because you know those ledgers can go into court. So just like this gentleman just stated right here on Whisper's channel, that this man had ledgers with people participating in things, payments, codes in there for this, that, and the other. That was the damn case right there. He was building a case against people. And we all heard, as Supreme said earlier, they was trying to get in there and get certain things that had certain people compromise on it. Because this dude got the whole case settled already. So them books getting in the hands of the government, them is his books. Those are all the records that he kept. So anything they want to charge him with, anything they want to charge anybody with, he's the key witness on all of it. Because he wrote it down. We got another comment here. We over here cooking now. Killed his honey trap. Come on, give me a little more on that, Preem. You're talking over my head now. Who we got here? We got somebody new in here. Hey, what's up to you, Sub-Zero? What's shaking with you? Diddy Ho finna woo. Well, you know what? He might not mind that much. But you know what, Sub-Zero? Continue to stick with me, baby. I got something I'm about to shake loose for you. And I'm thinking this thing might turn around. I'm thinking this, like I said, I wasn't believing in all that crazy stuff that Willie D was talking. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been through that whole, man, I spent $350,000 on my case with the feds and still went to prison. You know what I'm saying? They don't let nobody, and then the way this whole thing lining up, man, like I said, we're gonna go through the whole show, but you're gonna see some shit. What's good, my brother? What's up? And listen, man, hey, I don't know if you've subscribed, bro, if you following or whatever, and all y'all watching, man, give me some thumbs up and shit. Subscribe, bro. We ain't nothing but a family, man. We be over here building. Half of the crew up in here today, we be talking shit. Some of these niggas be lying, but I don't be saying nothing. That's what's up, man. Damn, what was I at? We get to talking, man. Okay, let me hit this next joint real quick because I got a lot for y'all. Let me hit this next one right quick.
To transaction amounts, raising questions about whether other high-profile individuals could be implicated. Now, Diddy's legal team, they're brushing it off, saying it's nothing more than a personal ledger. Notes from events, scheduling reminders, expense tracking, basic logistics for someone running a media empire. They argue the notebook has no context, no clear connection to anything criminal, and that the feds are trying to spin innocent scribbles into a conspiracy. But that's not how prosecutors see it. They believe the notebook isn't just evidence, it's the connective tissue. The item that links testimonies, electronic records, surveillance footage, and digital forensics into one cohesive story. And if they can get it admitted into evidence, it's a bombshell. Because once that notebook is opened in front of a jury, it's not just Diddy on trial anymore. The defense knows this. That's why they've already filed motions to block it, calling it prejudicial, inflammatory, and taken wildly out of context.
The defense is filing shit to keep them from admitting the ledgers. I call game on that. I call that ain't nothing but game. To me, that ain't nothing but Diddy threatening, but Diddy basically showing them jokers out there, they want it. They want it bad. I'm trying to stop them. I'm trying to stop them. Y'all better help. Y'all better help. To me, that's all it is. Because when he first got out, he did that. I mean, when he first got caught up, he did that video with his little nephew on his lap, talking about Oprah, you know what I'm saying, Usher, and all that, calling people out to help. Because he becomes the key witness on everybody in that damn ledger. Anybody that know how the feds go, first of all, off rip, you not getting the time you get can always be negotiated down, especially if you're willing to do the Texas two-step. Let me jump off that for a minute. Sub-Zero, what you got? I was there one of the I was there for one since. Okay, hold on. Sound like you got some tea over here. Sub-Zero shit. We ain't beyond tea. We want to know what's up. Shit, what you got here? I was at one of the parties. Well, shit, talk about it, Zero. Shit. We ain't beyond hearing some gossip and shit. We want to know what's shaking. Zero. Shit, you got the tea. Come on with it. Shit, even Sosa's like, come on with that shit, Zero. Don't be playing now. Shit, we got Preem. What you got, Preem? Honey trap is used. Okay. Oh, yeah, there you go again, Preem. I'm gonna stop. You know, Preem, I'm gonna stop putting your shit up here. You about to get a whole goddamn show away. Preem, that's my nigga there. What he used? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so if he didn't have his sons at the after party, that's because he knew he was lying and everything. Because he had stuff in the ledger, which we're gonna hit in a minute, that in there said if it was cameras there, if it wasn't cameras, what rooms the cameras was in, and all that. So you know what? That's damn Zero. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. What you got, more? The only way Diddy has a chance is if his attorney doesn't sell. You know what? Well, hold on. Let me finish with that. For those of us that know, corpus juris. Okay, section 4, attorney-client. How do I answer this? I mean, how do I give my perspective on this? I think it's interesting when he hired Young Thug's attorney. When he hired Young Thug's attorney, I stopped like, don't forget what happened in the middle of Young Thug's trial. We going towards something right here. Because for me, you hired Young Thug's attorney because that attorney had a certain type of skill set that you brought to your team. So let's keep that in mind now. Because as we're going to go through this, I think we're going to have a Kansas City switch for you. But at the end of the day, I know exactly what you're saying, but dig, like in my case, I paid my attorney all the money that I paid him, right? But then I find out later that when you would pay your attorney with proceeds, with illegal proceeds, money from illegal proceeds, they have to report it. They have to declare it. So it's not eligible for forfeiture. So at the end of the day, what is your attorney doing to you? You know what I'm saying? But, okay, Sub-Zero, give me a minute. I want to move through a couple of more of these. Then I'm going to come back to y'all comments. But I mean, more you own to something. You own to something. Where we at? Okay, let's run this right quick.
But here's what nobody's saying out loud. That notebook might be the real reason he rejected the plea. Because if it's as detailed as insiders claim, Diddy could be holding leverage, not just fighting for his life, but sending a message. Like, if I go down, others go with me. It's a dangerous kind of insurance. The names in that ledger, the implications of what those codes mean, that's not just criminal exposure, it's political, financial, cultural. It blows the whole thing wide open. And by choosing a trial instead of a quiet deal, Diddy's forcing the government to show its hand. They have to reveal the full scope of their case. Every witness, every exhibit, every accusation. That means unsealing documents, making names public, and laying out a chain of evidence that could drag half the industry into the mud. It's like he's daring them to play their cards. Behind the scenes, though, there's panic, quiet calls being made, names redacted in early filings.
And that's right there, folks, is where the twist is coming. That right there. He knows which I'm thinking he figured at some point that they didn't want certain information that he had to get out, and he used that as leverage. And I got Judge Joe Brown later in the show is going to say what he thinks, and it's going to all line up. And I had some of this in my other 2 shows that I did. I actually got 3 clips from a former show that I did on this particular subject talking about this same thing. Because at the end of the day, as my man Preem said right here, I'm looking at Puffy like the show must go on. And he's like an entertainer whose final act is to set himself ablaze in front of his fans and onlookers. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the show to him. And right now, it's going to be a magnificent show. Like I said, man, follow me on this. Follow me on this. I know I'm cooking a little bit, but we're going somewhere. Let me get to a couple more to come. What we got here, Sub-Zero? But I never made it to. Damn, I wish you would want some of them goddamn maps. Well, no, actually, I don't. I'm glad you didn't, Sub-Zero. I mean, no disrespect, man. I'm about to crack a little slippy a little bit. They probably got a hold of your ass, Sub-Zero. I'm just messing with you, Sub. I'm just fucking with you, man. We have a little fun in here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you agree to what I'm saying? You say he hired him because Thug walking the streets from that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I got something for y'all. I got something for you. I'm gonna tell y'all a story in a minute. I got something for y'all. A similar situation I seen like that with a Moore, but I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. Hold tight. Well, now I mean with a Moore, as in you know the Moors with the sovereign joints, but not you, Moore. But anyway, I'm looking at you now, Moore. Without having a contract with that attorney, so you can control him. His first loyalty is to the court. I mean, he's an officer of the court. Everybody in the court allegiance is to the state. You know what I'm saying? The public and you last as the client in a criminal case, the authorities won't sign a contract with you because they can't. Because they can. We both know that. Yeah, so I'm just fucking with you, Sub-Zero. What you got more? And the feds find you guilty based on perpetuance of evidence, and you use the civil. I mean, that's real shit. That's real shit, bro. That's real shit. What number was we on? One of y'all had to keep the number. Y'all be talking to me and making me forget shit. Okay, I think we on 4. Oh, here we go right here.
Then this becomes bigger than Diddy. Way bigger. We're talking potential federal cases across multiple states, RICO territory. And that's why this one notebook has become the most sensitive piece of evidence in the whole investigation. It's not just a journal, it's a possible map of the entire operation, who was involved, when it happened, and how it stayed hidden for years. If it sees the light of day in open court, that could trigger a domino effect nobody in the industry is ready for. And here's where things take a darker turn. You remember those freak-offs, right? Yeah, the ones that have been trending since Diddy's arrest. Prosecutors allege these weren't just wild parties. They say guests were drugged, coerced, even trafficked. Some victims claim they were blindfolded and brought in through hidden entrances, stripped of phones, filmed, and silenced with NDA payouts. And this trial is set to go way deeper, laying out how those parties were organized, secured, and allegedly weaponized to trap people in fear and silence. And before you think this is just another courtroom drama, you should know that the judge has denied Diddy bail 3 separate times. Why? Prosecutors argued that with his wealth and reach, Diddy posed a serious risk of witness tampering. The judge agreed.
Now, I'm going to play something later on that Judge Joe Brown said about that whole thing, about how he got held without a bond because he should have had a bond. And at the same time, the thing went on with Diddy, you had that little kitty thing that Abercrombie and Finch did, but they got bonds and all that. Listen here. Diddy, with them ledgers, was the key to a whole bunch of other cases. A whole bunch of other information that if whatever time he got, he didn't walk that time. Listen here, like I said, people don't understand this. When you go into the feds, when you like Diddy with all the information you're negotiating. But Diddy would not negotiate with them because he didn't have to negotiate, because he knew what all he had that was going to keep him safe. My question is this. However you look at the Epstein epilator thing, you know what I'm saying? He ended up hanging in a cell. You see what I'm saying? And he had Prince Andrew tied up in that thing. Trump name was mentioned, allegedly. Bill Cosby and everybody else names was mentioned up in that thing. But he allegedly hung it up in the cell. So really, this is the first trial of this magnitude that's making it to court with somebody that got so much information. Remember, Mossad, which is like the CIA for the Israeli government. They deal in this type of stuff with blackmail and this type of stuff. Don't forget J. Edgar Hoover, what he used to do. Don't forget what he came out and said about King. So at the end of the day, getting a hold to all these damn files that Diddy had, and how was Diddy creating these type of files and knowing how to create them? Unless he had a handler and may have been, you following what I'm saying? So y'all got to keep this in mind, man. This whole thing is going in a whole nother way that I don't think people anticipating, and it's being lined up exactly along the lines as if a oops. Because you know about the drugs. You got, I don't know how many people testifying about stuff that was happening at the party. You caught the guy that was on Diddy's plane that had the pink stuff or whatever. Where's he at? You ain't heard about his name no more. What happened to that? You see what I'm saying? It's something cooking, baby. It's something definitely cooking. I see the comments up there. Let's hit a couple of more of these. I'm going to slide back on y'all in a minute, man.
Some also think Diddy's got dirt on execs, and rejecting that plea was his way of saying, if I go down, you're all coming with me. Here comes the wild part. His chances at trial aren't great. Legal experts say pleading not guilty in the Southern District of New York is like jumping into shark-infested waters with no cage. The conviction rate? Over 90%. But Diddy's team might be playing the long game. Some say they're trying to force the feds to lay their cards down early, then use that to strike a better deal mid-trial. Others say he's gone too far, that once the jury sees certain pieces of evidence, it's game over.
Now understand, Southern District of New York, up in there. That's the same one that was involved with prosecuting me. Again. Same one. That's my joint over there, Connect Podcast. This my book that's out. And it's on audio. Let me run you down on a little bit about me just real quick. Chapo starts to tell me that he only dealt with one other black guy. And I can't remember what he said, the 90s or when. He said he dealt with one other black guy before. The black guy never cheated him. He said they did real good work, but then he just up and disappeared. He said he didn't owe him no money. He just disappeared. He never seen him. And he said that was the only black guy that he worked with. You're not going to disappear on me, are you? Like that. And I'm like, no, you know. I'm going to say yes. Listen, let me tell you something, my friend. I need you to know this. He said that at the end, this right here, he did it. He said must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What?
The cocaine must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What did you think he was trying to tell you?
It meant a whole lot more to me later. What he was telling me is that you are the most important variable. And if I have a direct link with you like I had with the other black guy that I worked real good with, we made plenty of money. So he's giving me a history. I have worked with somebody black, so me and you could work together. And basically saying this guy made a lot of money, he just left. And I want you to know at the end, you are the most important variable because you have access to the market. So as you see right here with me, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not talking you to death. And what I'm telling you is with this particular team up there in New York, this is the prosecution dream team. And they're built to move from one market or one to another. You heard him say that these ledgers right here will involve different offices or different areas across the country. That's what they do. And a lot of the teams that's built out, they're built out with different prosecutors from different areas. They are the dream team, and they're used to prosecuting international cases. So this is what y'all got to pay attention to. The thing with the Chapo trial, if y'all think back, when Chapo went to court, he had a week or two that couldn't nobody come in, no jury or nothing, because he was putting certain information on the record about the past president that got in office and other people I know personally because I was involved in that situation. Not in his case. I didn't kick the man back in, but I know what was going on inside of it. Okay, so I'm giving you information that I personally have, that I personally know about myself. I was locked up for conspiracy to import 2 tons of cocaine into the United States of America. And I just showed you my resume. I ain't talking you to death. Let me get to some of these comments right quick, because my family over here, they're going to get tired of my shit in a minute. For y'all don't know, hey, and for y'all out there, give me some likes, man. Give me some thumbs up, some follows, and all that other good shit. I gotta address my family here, because they get kind of impatient. We be arguing in here and everything. We ain't nothing but family, so don't worry about it. It's cool. What we got here more? And the feds find you. Okay, no, that's the old one. Let me see. What we at? Damn. Y'all, okay. Yes. And damn, this shit small here. Yes, and violation of Sixth Amendment rights and the free representation, and it's all. I mean, I know what your ass going more. We'll do that at the end, okay? We'll do that at the end. Actually, no, I'm gonna tap on some of that in a minute, because I got a clip up on that. This live is, you know what, Zero? Appreciate you, Zero. Appreciate you. You know. Oh, I got my big brother. I see him down there. What's up, Sosa? Appreciate you, Sosa. Baby mama right there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know you're gonna always keep me on track. All right. See, Sosa, that's why I fuck. Sosa, did you leave me a damn a review up on the thing, man? See, I mean, not Sosa. I'm sorry, Sosa. I fuck with you. Well, Sosa grabbed one of my joints a while back, but Supreme, man, I fuck with you, man. But yeah, that's the. No, Danny was my man. Danny was my man. I did Danny bad. Danny fucked me at the end, so I guess I had that coming. But Baldhead was a dirty motherfucker. You know, Baldhead was a dirty motherfucker. What's up, big bro? This is my big bro right here. Well, thank you, big bro. Shit, big bro, if you was tired of me, it'd be too damn late, because you'd have been tired of my ass a long time ago when we were growing up. So, okay. This right here is a real nigga. Motherfucker young. Big bro, what's up? Listen here. This right here is a real nigga. This joker right here, actually, Preem, since you read the book. This the one right here was up in Baltimore to get into the shootout and jumped out the window and went back in the goddamn house. This the crazy nigga right here. That's my big bro again. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to step away from y'all for a minute to get back to the show. Okay, I see my man L in here. What's happening with you? What up, though, with your family? Good to see you sliding, checking in on your people, man. And like I say, man, if y'all up in here, give me some likes, some thumbs up and all that, and subscriptions and all, and kick it with each other up in here, because like I said, everybody here, we all family. Just beware, because some of these niggas be in here lying, but they don't mean no harm. Okay, let me get back to the show, man. Where we at? Okay, let's slide on this one.
To say grand juries in Atlanta and Chicago are eyeing connected cases with the same patterns at different cities. If that's true, this isn't just Diddy's trial. It's the first domino. Other execs, other artists, people who thought they were untouchable, they might be next. Under current federal charges alone, Diddy is looking at 10 years minimum. On the high end, life. Literally. And sure, he's got lawyers prepping appeals, citing overreach, trying to suppress evidence. But appeals take years, decades, and the feds are playing for keeps. This trial isn't just about one man. It's a window into how much darkness can hide behind the flash of fame, the velvet ropes, the red carpets, the platinum plaques. And even if half of this holds up, it's not just a career ending. It's a curtain being pulled back on an entire industry built on power, silence, and fear.
It's a curtain being pulled back on an entire industry. Now I got one more clip. Excuse me. I got a bunch more, but I got one more clip before I start digging deep into the conspiracy of what I really think is going on. And then I got more of my stories and what I've experienced that I'm going to share with y'all to create the narrative of what we're going to go through in these last few joints. Let me tap back in to a few of these damn joints I missed right here. Sub-Zero, what you got? What, you know what, Sub-Zero? I fuck with you, man. You all right. You all right with me, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. What I got my man Preem there. That's what's up. Uh it's my brother again, watching you from the middle. Oh, you know what? Listen here. My brother one day, he just went missing. Didn't know nobody know where the hell he was. This nigga was over in China, man. Yo, this nigga was over in China. So I guess it running the family. I was over there in Mexico. This nigga in China. Okay, we're gonna slide on this next one. Like I say, this next one is pushing the envelope, but I just want y'all to hear it because we're gonna start getting into the woods of this thing of what's really going on. Here we go.
I feel the people who are really in charge of the music industry killed our best artists. Michael Jackson was murdered. Prince was murdered. Whitney Houston was murdered. This is what I believe. I'm putting it out there. When you're in that music game, you're not going to leave with nothing that makes you rich. You're going to leave dead. Do the research. Check out I'm talking about our greatest artists.
But this is a conspiracy theory, though.
That's what they call it to make you feel better about it. But I'm saying, who in the music industry, I can't believe Mariah Carey is still alive. Sister, I pray for you all the time. Your catalog game is popping. I can't believe they ain't came and got the sister. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about her. Mariah Carey got a real catalog. At one time, she was one of the best vocalists in the world. I don't think they're going to let her leave with that.
Let me tell you right now, conspiracy is real. So whenever somebody come to me talking about, man, you a conspiracy theorist, you know what? I did a lot of time for conspiracy. Like I told you about them tons of cocaine that was imported into the United States, or at that time, attempt to be imported in the United States. That was a conspiracy. There was no drugs found in that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I see your comments up there. There was no drugs found. Now, I'm going to go ahead and run a couple of more clips, but then I'm going to get into the story of how somebody put me up on something, and I went in there arguing with the government and what they said to me. And no, baby mama told me that wasn't in the book. But I'm going to get a couple of these joints right here. But remember, that conspiracy theorist BS, that's what the government uses to lock motherfuckers up. Period. Take your life in a lot of cases. Conspiracy. But they tell you, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. People buy that and just ignore motherfuckers. They use conspiracies to lock motherfuckers. Now, I'm going to tell the truth now. Everything the motherfucker said, I did it. I ain't gonna lie, I did all of it. Actually left a lot of shit out. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's conspiracy, that don't mean that it's not true. That don't mean that it's not true. Let's hit a couple more of these comments, man. Okay, we got what's up, L? Seems like something big is going to. Listen here, L. That's where we going with the Diddy case. Something not being put out. No, listen here. That's exactly what's going on. And that's why he taking them to the mat. Because he like, y'all don't want to expose who I got. Because I'm going to get out of prison because you need me as a key witness to basically go in front of the court and admit to everything that I wrote in the ledger. That's a get out of jail free card. You know what I'm saying? What you got more? You sound right. Conspiracy is okay. Yeah. No. Listen here, man. I did a video on this a long time ago. When I said when United States get ready to take something down, they give it a face. When they want to do and end terrorism, they gave terrorism a face. Bin Laden. You know what I'm saying? When they want to do the war on drugs, they gave it a face. El Chapo. Even though El Chapo was not in charge. You know what I'm saying? You want to start attacking R&B or whatever the case may be, or black entertainment, R. Kelly. But it ended up becoming Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to start attacking Hollywood and say, what you do? You got Weinstein. They always give it a face, family. They always give it a face before they go after it. Okay, we got another one from Moore. Okay, Moore kicking it with L. Okay, that's what's up. What's up, Zero? You think about it, while the feds created the first, if I'm not mistaken, I wish Thought was here with me. The first time the term cartel was used, I think it was either used with banking or oil. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, just think about that. Just think about that. You know, but let's go ahead and get into a little more of this right here.
If your case is that strong, if you're the Southern District of New York and your case is that strong, why offer him a plea?
So it could be that they don't think it could be that they're worried about some aspect of their case. It could be they're worried about one of the witnesses or the victims. It also could be, look, the reason you offer a plea deal when you have a strong case, especially on the eve of trial, is A, you might be worried about some aspect of your case, or B, you're just trying to, again, cap your risks. You know, you lock in a conviction, you move on to sentencing. And let's keep in mind, there's always a risk, Stephen A., of what we call jury nullification, which means when the jury or a single juror just says, I don't really care what the evidence is, I'm going to vote not guilty. And all you need is one. If you're the defense, right? You need all 12 jurors beyond a reasonable doubt to convict. So you get one person on that panel who says, I don't know, I don't believe some of these victims, or I feel bad for Sean Combs. I feel like he's been railroaded. Racial issues could come into play here. You have a black man sitting at the defense table. So a celebrity, you know, a universally known guy. So my fear going into this as the prosecutors would not so much be of an acquittal. I don't think you're going to get 12-0 not guilty, but you never know. In a high profile cases hang. And then that's a win, essentially, for the defense. You can always retry a hung jury, but it's a nightmare for prosecutors. So it may have been, they said, look, if we can lock in a conviction, get X as the penalty, avoid the time and expense of trial, and avoid the risk of a hung jury, maybe they calculated that would have been worth it.
Think about that now. Think about it, but I'm about to slide on this next one.
Would either be A, adding more and more victims than they did, and B, adding more and more defendants. This is a very unusual case in that the charge is racketeering, which means in this case, they're charging Sean Combs with being at the head, running a criminal enterprise, yet he's the only defendant. Now, you can do that. R. Kelly is another example of a guy who was a one-man racketeering enterprise. But look, I used to charge racketeering cases. I used to teach the course on racketeering within DOJ. My racketeering cases were mob cases. There's 25 guys, 28 guys, 15 guys. So it's unusual, and I think a bit surprising to me that the original indictment has more or less remained intact. I would have expected, I think I said to you, Stephen A., back at the time, I thought that there was going to be bigger expansions of this indictment than there were.
And because there aren't, is that an argument the defense makes in his favor? Where are the other defendants? How come he's the only guy that's really being prosecuted here? Why is it that you haven't been able to find anybody else since you're accusing him of racketeering?
Oh, you bet. They're going to make some variation of that argument. They're going to go, oh my goodness, folks, a racketeering enterprise. There must be a lot of people involved. Well, folks, guess what? They say he's the whole thing. How about all these other guys? How about these bodyguards? How about these handlers? How about these enablers?
Think about that. I've never seen a racketeering, and when he said that, it so shocked me. One person racketeering? Where's the conspiracy? You conspired with yourself? You don't have another conspirator that you can bring in, so how can you prove racketeering? I'm interested in how they did it with R. Kelly. So in this case, his money does make a difference because he got somebody on watch to point out the hypocrisy that they trying to pull. Am I saying Diddy right? No. Am I saying Diddy's an angel? No. But I'm saying the way this whole case is building up is not making sense. How are you going to prove racketeering? The whole case is based on racketeering. That's where the time comes from. I'm about to show Judge Joe Brown in a minute, gonna let you know that the man case don't carry no time. That's basically a form of pimping. That don't carry no time in federal court. The racketeering is an enhancement, meaning that whatever your level is, racketeering would add 6 or 7 points up. That's what it enhances your time. Where is that going to come from in this particular case? Now, let me tell you the story here. I'm in the Fed joint. It's a guy in there with me. I ain't gonna mention his name. Can't remember his name any damn way. But his father was a Moor. He talking about how his father always got out of jail. He couldn't understand it. So he get to kicking it with me. But he always went to the law library. So they keep sending him attorneys. He taking them. Then his father told him, listen, I'm going to tell you how to get out. He said, but them people not going to let you beat him. Because he always told me how he'll violate, but he always get out of jail. He said, them people not going to let you beat him. He said, why I want to beat him? He said, I can't tell you how to beat them because they're not going to let you beat them. He said, but I can tell you how to free yourself. Go to the law library. He gave him certain cases to pull up. Told him, don't look on the Nexus Lexus. There's not, or Nexus, whatever the hell thing. There's nothing on there for you. You have to go to the law books. Told him the cases to pull. And he told him, when you get ready to get started to go to trial, don't file no motions. He said, because they have to give you a speedy trial. When you file motions, that's what gives the judge or the time. The judge had to say he need time to answer, and that's what prolongs the case. If you don't file motions, they have to go along that court, that timeline and get you in the court. He did exactly what his daddy said. Then he went in there, started talking to the judge. The judge telling him, listen, you need to talk to your attorney. He said, I don't need to talk to my attorney. You put him here. I didn't put him here. I'm talking to you. I'm up in court one day looking at him. We're going to get you a psychiatric evaluation. Okay, that went on, right? Psychiatric evaluation said it was good. In the middle of trial, he had to come back, the following day when he was in the middle of trial. They did not take him back in the courtroom. They took him upstairs. And they told him, listen, help us help you. He like, I don't need no help. I'm going to beat y'all. They would not let him go into the courtroom and told him that they would settle out with him right then with probation in a federal court and give him probation. Now, the place was being held at White Sands Missile Base down there in New Mexico. He told them that because I guess when you got released for the release Friday, you couldn't get out the Monday. He told them, you had to let me go. I had to be outside today. It's like, we will get you out today. You will be out today. Just sign that you will agree to this probation. And then they say, but a key thing, they told him, you cannot go in the courtroom and say nothing. Only thing you can do is when the judge asks you this question to say yes. You have to agree to take this damn attorney, let the attorney talk for you. You can't say nothing other than when a judge asks you, do you agree? You say yes. You can't say nothing. He said, well, if y'all gonna let me out on probation and get me out today, I went back in the courtroom. That's exactly what happened. Man came back to the damn what's name and told me what happened. I'm thinking, nigga, you lying, thinking he crazy. Sure swear for God, them deputies came and got him and pulled him up, and that nigga was gone. He was gone in the middle of a federal trial. What am I saying? The guy that Puffy hired over there with the Young Thug thing, Puffy knew they didn't want to go. So that's why he hired that attorney over there, because that attorney got experience with negotiating behind the motherfucking scenes when it looked like things about to blow up. That's just my personal opinion. Now, I've seen this, what I just told you, I've seen that happen myself in the middle of a federal case. Myself. Now, I'm going to come back to me in a minute. Now, okay, I see y'all comments. Now I'm going to get y'all comments now, because I don't want y'all to get mad at me. Okay, where we at? Damn, man, we got so many damn comments on here. Oh shit. Okay, I see thought on here. What we got, L? Most offenders as yep, facts. What we got, thought? What's on with just hopping? Man, I was just talking about you a minute ago when I was talking about what I said. The first time the cartel was used. Because you told me first time they used cartel. I couldn't remember, was it banking or oil? But yeah, we got thought on here, y'all. He need to be on this damn show with me right now. Okay, we got Zero. What's up, sub? Listen here, Zero. I tried to give it to our people 100, man, because ain't nobody been through what I've been through at the level. And I mean, if you look back through some of my stuff, I don't know if you're familiar with the Flores twins that went on there and kicked Chapo back in. Me and them was arguing back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Don't no nigga got the experience I got over there dealing with them people and seeing how it go down. But I'm gonna give it to y'all 100 straight uncut. You know what I'm saying? I see I got motherfucking Marbo. Let's get it in this motherfucker for sure. But for sure, Zero, for sure, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you all the way. What's up with your family? I see you out there doing big things, going on cruises and all that other good shit. Throw a nigga something. For sure. That's my little homie that was locked up together. But I mean, shit, known him forever. Out the hood shit. What you got more? They damn sure won't let you. Oh no, not at all. Feds will lie still. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. They modern day pirates, bro. The come up is real with them, bro. Okay, thought you see Preem hollering at you. Okay, we got more. I want to know those cases. You know what? This is what the crazy thing about it more. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell a story in a minute. But he was talking to me, man. He was kicking it with me. He was telling me the case, but I'm not knowing. This is my first time going in. I don't know him. Believing in my team of attorneys I brought down there to Texas with me and all that. So he giving me game, and man, this boy was so bad. He was putting stuff in. They was sending the stuff back to him with it corrected, like there was his English teacher or something, right? Man, the court made the center pull all the law books, the actual books, out of the fucking library because this boy was hammering them so hard. They took all the books out. He the one that told me that Benjamin Franklin had some marijuana and crossed it back into the United States. And the U.S. government took it. Benjamin Franklin sued him and made them pay him, give him the money. I mean, really. I mean, that dude was, like I said, he was like that. I'm gonna tell you the other story in a minute. They didn't want. That's what it was. They didn't want it on the record. They didn't want it on the record. That's exactly what it is, L. But he, like I said, he was giving me game that I didn't understand then. I didn't understand it then. Okay, yeah. Just deep thought right here. Yes. First time cartel was used is oil cartel. Oil cartel. And cartel still means the same thing. It just lets you know your government allows certain cartels and certain ones they don't. Dig that. You know what I'm saying? What we got, Preem? Sure, Primo always give us news. Listen here. Y'all my family, man. We family. We get in here and we build, man. We build. We cook. And what we talk about the real shit, man. We don't be trying to rock nobody to sleep. We giving up the facts, all facts, and we entertaining whatever smoke a nigga want to bring. As far as intellectually, though. Gotta put an asterisk on that point. But yeah, let me get on back to this thing here now, man. Okay, let me run this one right here.
Look, I think the case is a sound case, looking at the indictment. I think the hype around it, and maybe the SDNY helped promote this hype, got a little beyond what actually ended up happening. But look, the odds are stacked against any criminal defendant in that courthouse. You'll see that conviction rates are 98%. Throw those out because that includes guilty pleas, which almost every case pleads guilty.
Okay.
There are no reliable data on how many trials result in conviction. But in my experience and just following that courthouse, 70, 80% or so of all trials result in conviction. I don't think Sean Combs is going to cut a sympathetic figure here for the jury. I would put it, if I had to make a pick here, I would say 75, 80% that he gets convicted.
Last question. Is he better off or worse off now than he was when he was first arrested as it pertains to this case and how he's looking?
Well, I think he's slightly better off in that it hasn't been this explosion in the number of witnesses. But look, it could get a lot worse. I mean, he was given that plea offer. Again, we don't know what it was, but he was given a chance to sort of hedge his bets and mitigate his bottom line loss here. And he chose not to do it. They can split the verdict. I guess I should say that. They can convict him on some counts, but not others. But man, if he gets convicted on anything in this case, he's looking at double digits plus behind bars. So he's taking, look, it's a huge gamble.
He can split the verdict. That's why he hired Young Thug's attorney. He's preparing for them to come to him in the middle if they lose and face and try to cut a deal. Family, give me some thumbs up, give me some likes and all that other stuff out there, family. I appreciate y'all. Look, show me a little love. Now I'm about to ease off into what the problem's going on. I see y'all comments over there. Give me a minute. I'm about to ease off into now what's the problems they going through now since they just started the case. But I ain't want to talk it to death. Let's go and get to it.
Federal prosecutors are under pressure because one of the star witnesses has said they're not coming to the trial. They're not going to New York. And so they're panicking right now because the entire trial could hinge on that star witness's testimony. Yeah, they got Cassie, but they need some backup. And this particular star witness says, I ain't coming. The alleged victim is a woman, and the feds revealed Monday that the woman does not live close to New York City where the trial is being held. And they say she's told the court she might not even show up despite being subpoenaed. Prosecutors claim they've had a difficult time contacting the woman and her attorney. And the judge asked lead prosecutor Maureen Comey if the prosecution planned to drop the woman's name in their opening statements. Comey said the prosecution would not be getting into the woman's story until the second part of the trial. And during open statements, the woman would be described as one of the many women who have alleged being abused and sexually exploited by Diddy.
This does not happen in a federal case. Your star witness talking about bailing on you disappearing and you letting that get out? You letting the media get this? You letting everybody hear this? It's all in the public domain. These is the feds here now. And this team up there in New York is the federal dream team. And you letting this shit get out? You don't have no damn choice when the federal government subpoena you on a federal case. Think about this now, people. Let me hit you with this other one. I see the comments. Give me a minute. Let me hit you with this other one.
And he's not on trial for beating on Cassie. That's not what he's on trial for. They're only using that video to substantiate his character, so to speak, to which they think is bad, right? So I don't see a guilty verdict. A lot of this stuff is grown folks, he say, she say. Grown folks making a conscious decision to participate in being freaky. And I just don't see a clear pathway for the prosecution to secure conviction. I don't see it, man.
And like I said, I was on his ass in the beginning, man. But I'm kind of starting to see what he's saying for different reasons of what he's saying because of what I personally went through myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to a couple of these comments. I know I'm dragging y'all kind of long, about to wrap this thing up, but listen, this ending gonna take a twist. This ending gonna take a twist, and I'm about to get into it now, out in the final stretch. Now, I promise y'all gonna be thinking about some things. Y'all gonna be thinking about some things. What you got more? That happened to me while I was in Cumberland. Oh, he's in Cumberland camp? Okay. There was an attorney who was a law clerk. All information is in the that's what all of it at, man. That's the niggas be going in their law book, looking at a nexus, like, and them law books. That's where, man, they pulled all them damn books up out of there, man. They pulled all them books up. I just came one day and pulled them out. Like another nigga won't whoop him. That dude couldn't read that good, but he was whooping them. He pulled that shit his daddy told him to pull. It's all it's all in there. The OF supply, paperwork books. It's yeah. You sure calling good money, more. Okay, Tonyo, what's going on with you? What happened to innocent till listen, Tonyo. You know better. Okay. I see Moore said something to you. You know better than that, Tonyo. You know better than that. What to say? Damn sure don't have a choice. The marshals are probably out. Man, listen here. The judge gave instructions for them to find her, but I don't think they want to. And more, if they do, they're probably gonna end up with another situation like with Young Thug situation. You got you another damn Woody up there. Comey already admitted that she don't want to have a hostile witness. You seen what made Woody famous in a Young Thug thing? That's why you got that damn attorney down there with Young Thug. Just think about it. He got Young Thug's lead attorney on his team, and now you about to end up with a hostile witness. He know how to interrogate a hostile witness. He got skill in that. Yeah, Woody got up there and laid down a playbook of how to be a hostile witness and play the whole. You see what I'm saying? This just sounds a little crazy, bro. It is. You know, let's go ahead and get to this other one right quick so I can get on out y'all way, man. Now dig this. Now we about to start cooking. Now we about to start. Hey, man, give me some more damn likes out there. Y'all some stingy ass niggas out there. No disrespect. Give me some likes and thumbs up, man. Fuck with me. Here we go.
Is this Diddy case is unusual. He's charged with 1, 2, 3 counts, basically of Mann Act violation, but the indictment goes on for 17 and a half pages, and usually a 3-count federal indictment on Mann Act stuff takes up 1, maybe 2 pages, and that's it. So they went at great length in New York trying to build a case on him by making it hard to get a jury that was not going to be influenced.
You see that? You see that? What he charged with 2, maybe 3 pages, 17 pages of just salacious BS. They're putting his character on trial. Where's the guy with the damn the pink stuff he was getting high with that went in and cut? Where's he at? You ain't heard no more about that. You ain't heard no more about none of all this. You ain't heard nothing. Everything that went away. Now they putting his character on trial. And as my man Supreme said, right here, I'm going to run it back in one of the comments or the other. The show must go on. Diddy up there like he's an entertainer. And for his final act, he willing to set himself ablaze. Because if he going to do it, he going to do it big. Not only big, he going to do it real goddamn big. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, let me slide on this other one. Because we cooking now.
The people that served the search warrants were not the FBI that created the Mann Act, that investigated the Mann Act. It was Homeland Security, which allows a little proposition to come in where they can declare somebody a threat to security and get that person essentially held incommunicado while they are awaiting trial. The fact that he had this huge multi-million-dollar bond he was posting with 5 different securities, that he had surrendered his passport, gotten a place in New York to be close to the prosecution, returned from an island that had no extradition arrangement with the United States, indicated he would show up. But yet they denied him any bond, and he was held and jailed incommunicado during the course of the November elections or election cycle, apparently so he would not embarrass some of the people who were active in that race. And if you think back that if this included 15 years, what it looks like to me from the Hollywood experience is he was doing what a lot of people do in Hollywood, which is build up a blackmail repertoire against other people like they have against you, so that it's mutual deterrence. In other words, you tell, I'll tell. So everybody keeps quiet. But he had some of the wrong people in this 15 years worth of recordings, and they seized them. So that it looks like they were trying to protect individuals from public embarrassment.
Right. So it says here, here's what we know about Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking charges. Lawyers were.
Look at that. Look at that. They had Homeland Security grab that man after he already moved to New York. Y'all remember, he was in New York, walking around in the public and all that. Joe Brown telling you right there. He even came from an island that had no extradition treaty. They had Homeland Security pick him up and then say he was like a threat. So under Homeland Security, they didn't have to release him on bond because they would have had to give him a bond. They're afraid of him. So this is turning out to be a whole lot more than that. And the real charges that they got, they really ain't got. Because of them books we talked about and them ledgers we talked about earlier. Because he becomes the key witness in some huge ass cases, and whatever time they gave him, they wouldn't be able to give him because he's a civilian. He'll get a Rule 35 or a 5K and come right back out. You know what I'm saying? But let me move on through this because I'm getting on some of y'all nerve. Y'all starting to log off on my ass. That's all right, though. It's cool.
In my opinion of the whole Diddy case, I think it was lawfare because in spite of what he's done, I think the primary objective of this, it was to seize certain evidence that incriminated or embarrassed certain people that were in the political limelight at the time.
Okay, we're going to run into this other one. Then I'm going to run the last 3 that's going to wrap this whole thing up. But remember, the politicians, political, limelight, all that, remember that.
It looks like they're trying to gravely discredit anything that would come out of the mouth of the defendant because he looks like he could have incriminated or not incriminated, badly embarrassed some of the people who were running for public office in the last November cycle.
Last November cycle. Here we go.
His attorneys in these civil suits are the same crew according to the allegations. But I think you will find that the people involved as attorneys in these civil suits are the same crew of attorneys that have been involved in most similar suits, and they chase these cases down. Mm-hmm. And there is an attempt to see if they can extort settlements from people to avoid the onus of trial, which is debilitating because of the high stress involved.
I will go off into that, but y'all starting to get tired of me. I got 3 last ones, and I'm about to wrap it on up for y'all. Let me look at this comment. What's up, Preem? They better hope Diddy doesn't go Kanye on the stand. Listen here. Diddy put together a bad motherfucker, man. He put together a bad motherfucker. But let me go ahead, and some of y'all need to watch some of the old videos I do, man. We be tapping on some good shit. You know what I'm saying? And then as time go, y'all stop looking at them. I'm about to play back 3 things from an old video I just took that's talking exactly about what Joe Brown talking about right here. Check this out. I see the comment. Give me a minute. Language starts to get more and more aggressive. Check this out. As I told you, see, I got a different outfit on. This is one of the old videos, so don't get confused. And I'm gonna play it. Language starts to get more and more aggressive. Check this out.
Let's not wait for these people to come and save us. Let's not wait for the Democratic Party. Let's not wait for government. Let's own our politics. Black politics. We need to own that. We need to have a platform, an institution that's going to support and breed young black politicians and social leaders that have integrity, not just in the quiet rooms, publicly.
Look at how aggressive. Look at that. He was getting real aggressive, man. But hold on. It wasn't only about that. Puffy was getting real aggressive, and he was talking real, like, revolutionary almost. Well, not in some cases, not almost. Flat the fuck out. But like I say, check this out. He just gonna flat out say it. I see the comments up there to how he's talking. He's getting much more aggressive and assertive. But as always, hold on. It's gonna get better.
Black vote is not going to be for free. We're going to have to see some promises. You know, what are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed for Black America. And in order for us to vote for Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats or because people are afraid of Trump. It's whoever's going to take care of our community, whoever wants to make a deal. It's business at this point. You know, we can't trust politicians. You know, so we want to know very clearly, just like Trump made it clear that he wanted to build a wall, Biden needs to make it clear that he's going to change the lives and quality of life of Black and brown people, or else he can't get the vote. I will hold the vote hostage if I have to, or else he can't get the vote. I will hold the vote hostage if I have to.
You said it here, said it first.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Y'all heard that? What did Joe Brown say? He was embarrassing somebody, threatening politicians, bop. Look at that. Go check that video out, the whole video. I got the whole 9 all in there, putting it all together for you. These just some clips I pulled out of there. This was leading up to the May 5th trial right here. I got one last video, 2 minutes, and then I'm going to read y'all comments. But just 2 minutes. Listen to this whole two minutes, man. This brother's getting down and getting super. He talking crazy. Reckless. Dig it.
But there's an elephant in the room, and it's not just about the Grammys. There's discrimination and injustice everywhere at an all-time high. And you just want an even playing field? Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point. And it's not just going on in music, it's going on in film, it's going on in sports, it's going on around the world. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now. Y'all got 365 days to get this together. We need the artists to take back the control. We need transparency. We need diversity. They work for us. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything. But it's going to take all of us to get this done. It's going to take the artists and executives to recognize their power. My goal used to be about making hit records. Now it's about ensuring that the culture moves forward. My culture, our culture, the Black culture. And I want to dedicate this award to Michael Jackson for Off the Wall, Prince for 1999, Beyonce for Lemonade, Beyonce for Lemonade, Beyonce for Lemonade.
Beyonce ain't no damn Michael Jackson. Beyonce ain't no Prince. I said what I said. What? Beehive, don't come for me. Don't come for me. I fuck with my sister. Don't get it wrong. But she ain't no Michael Jackson and she ain't no Prince. Maybe I'm showing my age. Oh, well, you know. But listen, y'all see it right there, man. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it yourself. Okay, that's what we got here. Okay, Mo, I ain't seen your ass in a minute. What the hell you been hiding at, baby? What you got here? It is a lot of, oh shit. You saying the words, that's no, you know what? I'm not even gonna respond to you, Mo. Mo, I'm not even gonna respond to you. You's a shit starter, Mo. You started goddamn trouble. You know what I'm saying? We trying to build the motherfucking channel. You about to get us knocked off for it. I'm just gonna put what more just put up. You know, shit. What's understood? Hey, you know, Mo came in this motherfucker, pulled both barrels out, busting off. Okay, that's the clip that got it. Listen to him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But since he been in the game on that other end of lining motherfuckers up, he know how it go. So getting them ledgers and all that, allegedly, my hypothesis, that was his get out of jail free card. And when y'all ran up on him, y'all thought y'all gonna crucify him, but then y'all found that he had the dates, times of everything that he did. Those records are admissible in court. And if you tried to prosecute any of it, you need him because it's in his handwriting. He becomes the key witness against every damn body. What we got more? Wow. Maybe Diddy had all these freak offs so that he could record and apply pressure on the powers that be. That's why he got, I ain't want to gossip more, and you ain't heard it from me. And then I'm tired of motherfucking Supreme ass. Then they're telling everybody what's going on before I get a chance to get to the end of my shit. What you got, Supreme? They use every stereotype in the book to rope him in. Black. Yeah. And now they got to walk it back. They got to walk it back because he, only way to know how to do what he did, you had to be participating in the process. So what he did all these things, which were criminal things, but he recorded all of it. When you go in with the feds, people don't like to talk about this, but I'm giving y'all the 100. When you at certain levels, ain't no certain amount of time you get. It's a negotiation. He got years and years of criminal activity wrote out in different regions of the country with all kind of powerful people. Don't forget, again, J. Edgar Hoover had something on everybody. So now the United States is in possession of some of those things. I know personally, myself, with being over there in Mexico and dealing with that whole situation over there. I know personally, myself, that they knew in President Calderon's cabinet, he had 4 members of the Sinaloa cartel in his presidential cabinet. The United States knew it. The United States also had federales and people over there, law enforcement over there, on their payroll over here, paying them, leaking information about over there. This is a dirty game, people. This is a dirty game. And don't think for 1 second, them fucking feds good. They good, but it be underlining of that other alphabet group that shall not be named. And for Homeland Security to come pick Diddy up, how did he get in a jurisdiction? What I say, more? What I say, L? Jurisdiction. He had to have certain shit that put him in their jurisdiction to hold him. You see what I'm saying? So think about that, people. Think about that. What we got more? And it was right before the And then, I didn't even see that. I just said it, and you just got it right here. So y'all putting it together. See, that's why I fuck with our family, man. That's why I fuck with our family, because we build, man. We kick it, and everybody in this joke can think, and y'all can put it together. But as mama say, what's understood need not be explained. But I think I can say safely myself, and if y'all disagree, tell me. I think we laid down a banger tonight. But we're going to go ahead and watch. We're going to see what happened. But at the end of the day, as my good brother Supreme said some time ago, and I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to go ahead and show this right here. We know at the end of the day, Diddy is a showman. And if he's going down, he's going to give us one hell of a show. You see that like what I did? Hell of a show. And I linked it to it like that. Here it is right here. The show must go on. He's like the entertainer whose final act is to set himself ablaze in front of his fans and onlookers. As the Bible has shown so many times, a lot of the most influential patriarchs in the Bible were complicated men with complicated histories and passes. So we know a lot is changing in this country right now. A whole lot. And I'm going to point to the Pope for a minute. Francis, and I don't know if thought out there, because we were talking about this earlier. Francis turned over the whole cardinal section by 83%. A large amount of blacks, Latino from South America, and Asian. 83% of the cardinals turned it over. Now, there's one guy that's in there with him today that took over for him today. Francis was a Jesuit. This guy's from the house of St. Augustine of Hippo, a North African bishop. All of the bishops prior to the seat of St. Peter was out of Alexandria in Egypt. That was the first pope. There are 5 popes right now, not the pope that we know about. Only reason we know about that pope because we're in the Western Catholic territories. Okay? This is how we get down here, people. We get down. So what I'm going to say, this is the first time you've ever seen an American pope. Now, Francis stayed into it with Trump. This gentleman here that just got elected is a discipline of Francis. What you think he going to do? Prediction. I think he's going to come over here in America and he's going to switch all the fathers or a lot of the fathers out and a lot of the bishops and put Latinos as well as blacks in those positions. We've always heard that sometime or not, and it's not targeting nobody, just stating history. With the Christian nations, sometimes a lot of those extremists, when it comes to ethnic groups, are Christian. Just imagine how they're going to handle the Pope, not the Pope, or the fathers, or the bishops of the church, being in some of the ethnic groups that they despise. This country's changing. And it's changing for the better. It's changing for the better. And as I always tell y'all, we got next. Let me look at some of these comments, man, and I'm going to get out y'all way. Okay. Okay. Damn, where the fuck is we at? Oh, sorry about that cussing. I'll be cussing and shit. We all know I'm a nigga, so just like y'all. Okay, this more. What you got? I found out a few months ago Diddy had some kind of special. Okay. My main man right here. You know I had to put you up there, baby. That comment you put, that was a badass comment. Yo, give me some likes and some thumbs up out there, man. Show your boy some love. I'm fucking with y'all. Come fuck with me, you know? What we got, more? Yeah, clearly. And did, baby mama. If they don't know, they better find out. Shit. My motherfucking man Mo right here. Appreciate you, family. You know what I'm saying? More over there having a good time. That's what's up. Now after all this time, an American Pope out of nowhere. But here's one better, and I'm gonna get out your way more. When have you ever seen one elected so fast, though? When have you ever seen one elected so fast and nobody mentioned him initially? You did. But as always, man, I fuck with y'all. Fuck with me. Give me some likes. Give me some thumbs up. One more again, I'm gonna run this thing back with you. I see you down there, Lane. Family, that's family right there. Let me run this thing back on y'all one more time for whoever ain't purchased the book, man. You know what I'm saying? Check the book out, because in the book, man, I give a lot of details, man. I give a lot of details. I don't hold nothing back. But let me run down a little clip of what I did. Chapo starts to tell me that he only dealt with one other black guy. And I can't remember what he said, the 90s or when. He said he dealt with one other black guy before. The black guy never cheated him. He said they did real good work, but then he just up and disappeared. He said he didn't owe him no money. He just disappeared. He never seen him. And he said that was the only black guy that he worked with. You're not going to disappear on me, are you? Like that. And I'm like, no, you know. I'm going to say yes. Listen, let me tell you something, my friend. I need you to know this. He said that at the end, this right here, he did it. He said must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What?
The cocaine must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What did you think he was trying to tell you?
It meant a whole lot more to me later. What he was telling me is that you are the most important variable. And if I have a direct link with you like I had with the other black guy that I worked real good with, we made plenty of money. So he's giving me a history. I have worked with somebody black, so me and you could work together. And basically saying this guy made a lot of money, he just left. And I want you to know at the end, you are the most important variable because you have access to the market. Like I say, family, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Here's the whole book right here. You know what I'm saying? On Amazon. Here's the different. I see the comment up there. Probably you, Lane. Just give me a minute, brother. And here's the 3 volumes right here. It's all on audiobook, man. We all could check it out. Then I got my other book here. I just changed the cover of it. But the spiritual currency. A few of y'all brothers out there got this. This is a good book, man, because it talks about the whole church and all that, how they took the spiritual system and basically turn it to an economic system of credits and debits that we deal in today. Y'all should check that out too. It's on audio book. It's real short though, but it's really a study guide because it's giving you all the information and the way we think, family. That'll be a good book for y'all just to see, because y'all gonna read a whole lot more into it. And once you do, we can do some shows on that and really have some fun, man. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, I appreciate you, man. Let me look at this one last comment here. What up, though? That's my family right there. What's up with you, baby? You know what I'm saying? What you got, more? You took the words out of my... You know what? Between me, you, Supreme, we always taking the words out of each other's mouth. I ain't seen my brother, I know John, me and him talk all the time, but I ain't seen, and I ain't heard from, Butch in a minute, man. I hope the brother all right, man. It was fast. Okay, there it is. So like I say, family, appreciate y'all, man. At the end of the day, as I always say, at the end, I try to be consistent as I can possibly be with it when I be telling y'all I fuck with y'all. And I hope that you'll continue to fuck with me. But at the end of the day, my brothers, my sisters, we get next. Deuces.